My name is Lily Sullivan, and I'm 32 years old. For 15 years, my wealthy parents treated me like their personal servant while my younger sister Sarah lived like royalty. Every holiday, every family gathering, I was in the kitchen while she entertained guests. But last Christmas Eve, when my mother demanded I cook for 25 of Sarah's VIP friends with just 24 hours' notice, something inside me finally snapped. What happened next didn't just change our family dynamic. It exposed a secret that left everyone, including a Fortune 500 CEO, completely speechless. Before I tell you how I went from being the family maid to having my parents beg for my forgiveness, take a second to like and subscribe, only if you genuinely enjoy stories where justice is served. And tell me where you're watching from and what time it is there. I read every single comment. Now, back to that December evening when everything changed. I was in my Manhattan apartment, folding clothes into my suitcase, when my phone rang. Mom. Of course. I already knew this wouldn't be pleasant. Lily, cancel whatever silly plans you have for tomorrow, she said without hello. Her voice carried that familiar command that brooked no argument. Sarah's hosting her networking group for Christmas Eve dinner. Very important people, 25 guests, including executives from Pinnacle Corporation. You'll arrive by noon. 7 mains, 10 sides. Menus already planned. Use the good china. I kept folding my blazer. What's happening tomorrow? I could practically hear her smirk. These are people who matter, Lily. Don't embarrass us. The call ended. I stared at my plane ticket to Florida. Departure tomorrow at 8 p.m. My hand didn't shake. Not this time. 15 years of being invisible, except when they needed something. Every Thanksgiving since I was 17. Lily will handle the cooking while Sarah entertains. Every Christmas. Lily's between jobs again, but at least she's useful in the kitchen. At Sarah's engagement party, I worked 14 hours prepping canapes while she floated in a $3,000 dress our parents bought her. When a guest asked what I did for work, my mother laughed. Lily doesn't have Sarah's social skills, but she cooks well. I opened my second suitcase. Inside, in a leather folder, was the contract that would change everything. My company's name, Stellar Events, embossed in gold. I'd kept my last name off everything for a reason. For 5 years, I built an empire in silence. 50 employees, 3 locations, luxury resorts, Fortune 500 clients. And tomorrow, while my family expected me to slave over their stove, I had a meeting to secure a $2 million contract. My phone buzzed. Sarah, Mom says you're cooking tomorrow. Don't screw it up. Important people will be there. I glanced at Victoria Chen's email glowing on my laptop, CEO of Pinnacle Hospitality. If only my mother knew. 2 signs had told me exactly where I stood in this family. First, introductions. Last month at the country club, my father told his friend, Sarah's our success story. Lily's between opportunities. That morning, I'd closed a $500,000 deal. They never asked how I afforded my condo, or my car, or the travel. They preferred their narrative. Second, my childhood bedroom. Converted into storage for Sarah's overflow wardrobe. My trophies, my books, boxed in the basement. Sarah got the renovated 3rd floor, a walk-in closet the size of a studio. The message was crystal clear. One daughter was an investment. The other was invisible. Another text from Mom. Don't forget the truffle oil. These people have sophisticated palates. Those people. As if I didn't regularly cater events for CEOs and celebrities. I scrolled through photos. My team celebrating our 3rd location. Me shaking hands with the mayor at a charity gala. A magazine feature calling me the quiet revolutionary of luxury catering. I'd stopped telling my family anything. They turned my wins into footnotes to Sarah's PR campaigns. Then my phone pinged again. An email from Mom with the subject, Urgent Christmas Eve Menu. 7 mains, 10 sides, pairings, dessert. Use the Waterford crystal and the monogrammed silver. These are important people. One of them is Victoria from Pinnacle Corporation. She could be valuable for Sarah's career. I nearly dropped the phone. Victoria, the same woman I was flying to meet. I scanned the guest list. There it was. Victoria Chen, CEO, Pinnacle Hospitality. Sarah texted, Victoria will be there. She's huge in hospitality. I'm pitching her PR. Don't embarrass me with your amateur cooking. Amateur. Last month, Stellar Events had catered Pinnacle's corporate retreat for 500, flawlessly. Victoria hadn't met me in person yet. Tomorrow would be our first handshake. The decision should have been hard. It wasn't. My assistant confirmed. Pre-meeting dinner tomorrow, 7 p.m. Contract presentation at 9 a.m. on the 26th. CEO presence required. 50 employees were counting on me. Maria, my head chef, had just put an offer on her first house. James, my operations manager, was looking at better schools for his kids. This wasn't just my dream anymore. It was ours. I called my mother. I can't do it. Silence, then steal. What do you mean you can't? What possible business could you have? I have a flight. An important meeting. She laughed, cruel and familiar. Stop being selfish. Your sister needs this. Sarah can hire a caterer. With what money? Do you know how expensive that is? I bit my tongue. I knew down to the dollar. Family comes first, she snapped. In our family, family comes first when you need something from me, I said. I'm a CEO. A CEO of what? Your imaginary company? Enough with the fantasies. You owe us. I owe you. You raised me like staff. If you leave, don't bother coming back. Then I guess this is goodbye. I hung up. My hands shook, but with freedom. Sarah called next, shrill and urgent. Mom's melting down. Get over here. I have a business meeting, Sarah. What business? You cook sometimes. I'll pay you. $200. My personal chef day rate is $5,000. I'm not coming. Mom will disown you. I'm already invisible. What's the difference? I left a note on my counter with 3 emergency caterers, more compassion than they'd shown me in years, and a business card. Lily Sullivan, CEO, Stellar Events, at 8:07 p.m., my plane lifted off from JFK. Below me, Connecticut blurred into lights. My inbox filled with confirmations from Pinnacle. Victoria's email read, "Looking forward to finally meeting you in person, Lily. I've followed Stellar Events for 2 years." A message from my PR manager, Forbes 40 under 40 approved. Goes live December 27. You're the cover. I smiled. The universe loved timing. In Florida, a suite awaited with a handwritten note on ice. Welcome, Ms. Sullivan. Looking forward to our partnership. Victoria. My phone showed 47 missed calls from Mom, 18 from Sarah, 3 from Dad. I put it face down and slept. Morning brought coffee and chaos, relayed via texts I finally opened. By 6 p.m. Christmas Eve, my mother realized I wasn't coming. The kitchen was empty. The fridge held only basics. At 7 p.m., guests arrived. Investment bankers, PR execs, and most importantly, Victoria Chen. At 7:23 p.m., Sarah texted, "We're ordering pizza. Do you understand what you've done?" At 7:47, Mom told everyone you're unreliable and always have been. At 9:33, party's over. People left early. Victoria didn't stay for dessert. Mom says you're dead to her. I ordered room service breakfast and put on my best suit. At 7 p.m., Victoria walked into the pre-dinner meeting, elegant but tired. "Lily," she said warmly, "I have to apologize for being late. I just flew in from the most bizarre Christmas Eve party in Connecticut." My heartbeat didn't change. What happened? "You won't believe this." She laughed under her breath. "The hostess, Margaret Sullivan. Same last name as you. She promised an elaborate dinner by her daughter. We arrived to chaos. Empty kitchen. They served pizza on Waterford Crystal." She shook her head. Worse, the mother spent the evening bad-mouthing her older daughter, called her unreliable, said she's too stupid for a real job so she just cooks. I kept my face calm. "That's terrible, isn't it?" Victoria opened her menu. "Let's talk about something better. Your incredible company." The next morning, December 26th, I stood in Pinnacle's boardroom. Presentation flawless. Contract on the table. Then Victoria's assistant walked in with an iPad. "Ms. Chen, you need to see this. A photo from that Connecticut party is going viral." Victoria's expression shifted from curious to stunned. She turned the iPad to me. A family photo from my parents' wall. Last Thanksgiving. I'm there, half hidden in the background. "Lily," she asked carefully, "is this you?" "Yes." Margaret Sullivan is your mother? Yes, silence. Legal counsel set down his pen. You were supposed to cook that dinner, Victoria said slowly. The pizza party, I was. But I was here to meet you. I chose my business over being treated like a servant. Victoria studied me, then pulled up her phone. A quick search, my magazine features, a James Beard nomination, a Wall Street Journal profile. Her assistant projected Forbes' scheduled cover, my face beneath the headline, From Invisible to Invaluable, How Lily Sullivan Built a Catering Empire Without a Dollar of Family Money. Victoria exhaled, then grinned. Gentlemen, I think we're about to sign the most interesting contract of our careers. She stepped out, made a call, then returned with mischief in her eyes. I just phoned Margaret, told her last night's event was not pinnacle standard, and we'd be taking our business elsewhere. She blamed her older daughter. I informed her we're signing a $2 million partnership with the most talented entrepreneur I know, her daughter, Lily. She made a sound like,